It's official, Kayla Braxton will be leaving the WWE. In her recent post on social media, she announced that after SmackDown next week in MSG, she will be leaving the WWE to pursue her next chapter. Nobody knows what that is besides her because she didn't announce that part. But I'm glad to see that she's going on to do something new because she's done this since 2016, and it does seem that she can do more with her career with her experience in WWE. And I will be in the building for her final SmackDown, and I'm super excited to see what she does next. So I definitely will say thank you, Kayla, for all you've done. You've been doing an amazing job, and good luck to your future. In other news, Jacob Fatu finally made his SmackDown debut, and what a debut that was. It was one of the best I've seen in a long time. The way he just took out the top guys of SmackDown, including the world champion, was absolutely insane. It showed what a threat Jacob Fatu is, and I've been watching him for a while, and he's fucking amazing. So to see him in this Bloodline story finally, it's going to be absolutely amazing, especially with the fact that he took out Cody in the way he did. The Bloodline looks unstoppable. We're going to see where this heads because this is super exciting, and I can't wait to see what happens with Roman coming back. Will Jacob be switching sides? We got to see. This is going to be an amazing, amazing story. Finally, the Bloodline is back to where it should be because it's been very rocky lately for me. It's been like Kevin Owens and Randy Orton versus the Bloodline every week, and I'm like, bro, we see it every single week. I'm glad we're getting stuff to shake things up, and I'm super excited to see what happens next week. Yeah, I needed to be on video when I talk about this. I was going to gather a whole bunch of clips together, but for this, I feel like I really need to be on here because me doing all that is just going to be a lot. When I talk about this right now, I'm talking about this for the love of pro wrestling. I've said this many, many times about how I don't choose one company over the other. I love AEW and I love WWE. Those are my two favorites. And when the companies do something I don't like, I call them out on it. No matter if it's WWE or AEW, both companies have their problems. AEW's had a more, I will admit that currently. Now, where I'm gonna talk about comes from a place of love. This is not me talking shit and dog like none of that. I'm keeping it real, not like any other wrestling fans because a lot of them just like to tease Tony Khan and talk shit about AEW because it's fun. You know, it's fun for them. Two things. One, ratings. So the biggest conversation that happened this weekend was that AEW had their lowest ratings ever with 500,000. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is I'm kind of tired of wrestling fans just abusing the ratings to say that they don't like AEW or WWE. Like, that shit is so stupid. Like, I didn't know it was everybody's job in the wrestling community to care about the ratings to make you feel about the show. If the ratings were bad and you enjoy the show, then that's it. You don't have to use the ratings to convince you that the show was good or bad. That makes no fucking sense at all. I don't know why the tribalism shit happens, and that shit happens a lot towards AEW because of situations that they go through. That's number one. I cannot stand that. It's so stupid. People use the ratings to dog shit anything. It doesn't make any sense. With that being said, I'm going to be 100% honest right now. Although I don't care about the ratings because it's not my job, I think this week's Dynamite was actually really good. It's been the best since they've done for the past couple weeks. And for it to be a very low rating really sucks, but that's not my concern. But there is a problem. I will admit that. There's a very big problem. Now, that night, it was Juneteenth. Everybody can say what they want. Kendrick's concert, which was amazing, happened that night. A lot of people was watching that, da 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 da. But I'm upset at the fact that Warner Bros. And AEW are making excuses for it. Like, The fact that you're going on and being like, hey, it's the Big Bang Theory, and then they showed Black Panther and then also Kendrick's concert. I don't like the excuse situation. That may be the case, but for you to come out and say that, I don't like that. It just doesn't make sense. It's a whole bunch of excuses, and I don't like that. But the real reasoning, I do believe, the fact that the ratings are so low is because AEW is struggling on doing stories. Because you could put on the best matches you want. They have the most talented roster in all of professional wrestling. They could put banger after banger, but if there's no story, it's pointless. And that's what people are starting to see. Plus, Tony Khan be on his BS sometimes with, going back and forth with fans on Twitter. Don't know why. You're a billionaire. Don't worry about the fans that fucking don't have the amount of money that you do. They don't own a wrestling company. So I don't know why he does that, but totally different situation. There is a problem, and they have to fix it. They have some stories going on, but it's not enough for people to be super interested. And then you put on certain matches that people are not going to care for, and then you add people who really nobody really knows, like people from CMLL. Not a lot of people, not the casuals, will know who these are. So they'll be like, "Why am I going to watch this? I don't know who these people are." But the main problem is, like I say, they lack really long-term stories. They'll build something so small for a pay-per-view and then refresh. That's not what it is. It should be a full-length story where it goes multiple months to build and then we get a resolution. But there's so much stuff that's just so wrong and people are starting to notice it, and that's why the viewership has been low for a while. I just think there's more that you can do. It's not like AEW is not capable of doing it. I've seen them do it before. We've seen them do it before. I just don't know what is going on. Tony Khan is starting, I hate to say it, Tony Khan is starting to be his worst enemy, which is Vince McMahon. I'm not talking about all the sexual allegations. I mean Vince McMahon, the booker. He's starting to become what he hates the most, which is Vince. And I don't like that. He knows better than that. That's been the huge problem. Like, for instance, the whole Elite taking over. I quite enjoy it, but it doesn't feel like they're a legit threat because Tony Khan is still there booking the shows. He even comes on and be like, okay, this match is going to happen. People complain to Tony Khan wanting a match here and there. But if the story is the Elite taking over, why is Tony Khan still in control of things? That makes no sense. They took out the boss. He had a neck brace for like a couple weeks and then just totally forgot about it. And that's certain things I have with, problems with. The Elite story, there's no real big situation going on, in my opinion. It's like, yeah, they're working production, they're stopping certain things, but Tony Khan is still there and is still, promoting stuff on his social media and stuff like that. If you want to sell a story, you have to make sure you're gone. You're still booking stuff, but nobody sees you. It's all the Elite taking over. That's a huge problem. And then you have Team AEW come in and try to stop them. And then that's what makes things important. Things like that. But yeah, it is a serious problem. I don't care for the ratings. I don't think you should care for the ratings. If you like the show, you like the show. But from an AEW's perspective and Warner Bros., as much as they want to lie to themselves and convince themselves that everything is okay, it's not. So I do think that it's time for them to wake up and be AEW that we know they can be because we've seen it before. So that's what I think the huge issue is. Not a lot of wrestling fans are going to come on and actually say that. All they're going to do is just shit on the company. I don't do that. I'm the voice of reason. You can call me, hey, this is Tony Khan's burner account and this and all of that. I just like good wrestling, and I know he can put it on as well. WWE is killing it right now, and AEW can be as good if they just put in the effort that they used to. You know what I mean? Everything just feels so sloppy. Wrestling is best when both companies are at its top and they're competing. That's when it's great. But when situations like this happen, it's like, you know what I mean? So that's been the whole thing. Apparently, there's something going on with Shane McMahon possibly joining. That'll be a whole nother video. I got to do some research on that, and then I'll come back and talk about that. But I just wanted to bring this up because it definitely was a huge topic this weekend, so it did need to be talked about. Anyways, guys, what do you guys think about all the situations? What do you think about Kayla Braxton leaving WWE? What do you think about Jacob Fatu and his amazing debut? And what do you think about the whole AEW situation? And what do you think can help AEW? Once again, this has been NezReacts, and I'll see you in my next video. Love you guys.